and welcome to another amazing episode of On This Table. On This Table is a show where we bring you issues confronting life and the world at large, and of course bring possible solutions to these life issues. Okay, let's go on this quick break. When I come back, I will unveil my guests and tell you what we will be talking about. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. All right, it's time to tell you what we'll be talking about. Well, today we're going to be having a very interesting conversation. Is about in-laws. So, having an in-law, is it a stress or a blessing? And with me in the house is my favorite woman of all time, Mrs. Chioma Collins. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
Nice to be here.
Okay. So, we're talking about in-laws today. You're married, you have an in-law. So, first of all, let's start. Who is an in-law?
An in-law is someone that a relation you have by marriage. Could be a mother, father to your spouse.
Okay.
Could be brothers, sisters of your spouse. So, there's a relation you have based on marriage.
Okay. So, a lot of persons say that for some people, they feel that in-laws are like problematic people. Yes. So, for you, when do you say that an in-law brings tension to your home?
Well, I can say that when an in-law begins to pry so much into the relationship between you and your husband, there is always that's privacy both of you are supposed to share. If an in-law tries to cross the boundary to get to, to be nosy, you understand, it tends to bring a strain in the relationship. Yeah.
Okay. Now, for people who believe that once you get married, you're not married to only your husband or your wife, you're married to the husband's people and the wife's people. So, is that for you? Is that real? Do you think that's what the reality of life brings?
Honestly, that's what the reality of life brings. Normally, some people say, all I know is that when I marry, it's just me and my husband. In the culture where we find ourselves, it's not so. You might say that as a single lady, but when you now eventually enter marriage, you see that it's not true. Do you understand? It's not true, because the same way you ask yourself, where you're coming from, you have a mother, you have a father, you have a brother, you have a sister. Where you're going to is like an additional home. Then there will be an inherent parents, mother, father, inherent brothers and sisters. Of course, like we said, they become your brothers and sisters in law, as in marriage.
Yes.
They become your parents in law. So you just, as you get married, you inherit them. You understand?
By marriage.
By marriage. So you can't push them away. You can't pretend they are not there. They are there. And the same way normally you have a relationship between your brothers, your sisters, your parents. That is the same way you're meant to begin a relationship with them. So when you marry, and then when you get married, just know it that they become part of it. Do you understand? The only thing is that the union is between two of you, but they are now there as in-laws, sister-in-laws, still sisters, brother-in-laws, still brothers, parent-in-laws, but are still parents to you now. So you now have two. So where we are, when you marry, everybody is part of it.
Okay. So how do you build a good in-law relationship?
In everything in life, is when you talk about relationship, it has to be based on love. First, being sincere to yourself. You have a family where you're coming from, and there's a relationship existing already. You tell yourself, as I'm going into this new family, yes, my husband is the one marrying me, but he has brothers, he has sisters, he has parents. The same relationship I had, I should strive. Most times you may not get it 100%, but you strive to build a relationship that is almost like duplicated there. You understand? The same way a brother and a sister quarrels, and then they still make up. The same way you get there, because you have different orientations, there is bound to be misunderstanding. But whenever it happens, try to make sure that there is a reconciliation. Do you understand? We always hear that when a brother or sister relations, when they fall out, it doesn't get to the bone. There's a way this Igbo adage say it, meaning there's always room for reconciliation.
Of course,
carry the same into the marriage. Before you know, you have a good relationship. This I don't like this. I don't like this. Okay, sorry now. Sorry. You know, before you know, you keep moving. Don't just come and say, that I don't want them. The same way you relate with your brothers, you relate with your brother-in-laws like that. The same way you relate with your sisters, do the same. The other side. Before you know, you have a good relationship.
Okay, but you agree with me that there are some in-laws that do not like their brothers' wives or their sisters' husbands. So in a situation like that, how do a wife or a husband deal with brothers or sisters-in-law who do not like them, or parents-in-law who do not like them?
The truth is, you cannot avoid that, and you can't help it when people choose to like you or not to like you. But there is something you can choose to do. You can choose to just love them.
Okay.
Do you understand? It's a choice. And it's not guaranteed that when you choose to love them, they will love you back. But make up your mind that no matter what if my relationship with them will be based on love. No matter if they bite and if they chew and blow into my eyes, as in when I chew, I should put in there, as in just to do something that will make them know that this thing I am doing, I have a wrong opinion of this my sister-in-law. I have a wrong opinion of this my brother's wife. So when you keep doing that, just give love in exchange of hate. You understand? Always give love. It's a matter of time. I listened to this woman, Mrs. As Mommy Joe Praise. Is it no John Praise, Bishop John Praise wife. There was a program we had one time in Enugu. She came and she shared, her challenge. That the mother-in-law didn't want to see her at all. Didn't like the husband getting married to her. But she told herself that I will so love this woman until I become her favorite daughter-in-law. And she succeeded. She said that at times will come when they will travel. If I had to go home to the husband village, it's like a kind of she will just be in it. She will be panicky. But when they get, most times when they get there, sometimes the woman will throw her things out. But she will bring it in. The husband sometimes say, "Let's not go because of you." Say no, that I must belong there. She said, "I must belong there." She said it with her mouth. Say now as I'm talking to you, that anything that happens in the family, they will make phone call to her and ask her, "What do you think?" It's not what she thinks that happened. Do you understand?
In her home.
Like in my own home, when I got married, I told myself the same. I came from a very big family. We love ourselves too much. So when I was getting married, I told myself, the same bond I had with my family, I'm going to extend it to this one. It's a decision I made. And I knew that it's not going to be easy, especially when you have different backgrounds and orientations. But it's a decision I made. So even when the challenges will come, when you do something and it's tend to be seen the other way, I try to, maintain my cool and keep trusting God, praying, God, just help me. I want to see these ones are my sisters. They are my brothers. They are not, let me just remove the in-law. So, but to an extent, now I'm succeeding. And I know I will get to where I'm going.
Okay. So do you think that as a wife or as a husband, you need to set boundaries between you and your in-laws? Let me give you this example. I know someone who said that that her sister-in-law cannot walk into her home and open her pot to collect her food without her permission. Her mother-in-law cannot do same. So is that not setting boundaries? Do you think that you should set boundaries on what you should take or what you shouldn't take in your home?
Well, if I say that we shouldn't, it will look as if I'm not being real. Honestly, before I go married, I said I wouldn't set. But when you find yourself in there and you begin to see reality, you could, when you decide to leave the door open anyhow, in whatever goes, you will have problem. Because the truth of the matter is that when your own relations will come, that is your own brothers and sisters, then your husband's brothers and sisters whom you have inherited too when let's say two from this side, two of this side from this side comes, and then there is food in the kitchen, everybody just go and dish. You can agree with me that there are people that the food will not get to. Do you understand? No, that's
Yes.
being real.
Yes, of course.
So if I'm setting boundaries, it is important for me to do, not because I want to choose who goes to my pot and who does not. It is so that there could be, that is, everybody could be attended to, everyone could be served. Whatever that is in the house could reach everybody. You understand? Because we know that there are people that are selfish. There are also people that are very considerate. The considerate ones will go to take food with their correct head. But the ones that are selfish, if they go first, the other ones won't have anything to eat. So based on that, I could say, okay, so person, you'll be in kitchen this week. Do you understand? Then, so that let it be one person dishing. Then if it has to be me, then I will dish. But since I am working and I'm not always in the house, they don't need to wait for me to come back. So somebody has to be doing that. So I wouldn't say my in-law will not. If it is your turn and you are an in-law, you do the same. It's your house, it's our house. But when you find that whenever it is your turn, you cause more problem. We can relieve you of the duty and give to somebody else. So it's not, the setting boundaries is not just because it is my in-law. It's just for the peace and harmony of the home.
Okay. Now, you earlier on you talked about a nosy in-law. So you agree with me that every home, I mean, has one person. Exactly, one person. So how do you deal with a nosy in-law?
For somebody like that, you have to actually set a boundary. If not, you keep having problem with your husband.
Person.
Even with your husband. You know, there are people that why are they nosy? Why do we say nosy? Nosy because things that is not your concern, you want to know about it. How much did my brother give to you? How much did this one? You understand? When you now look at that, and you don't owe the person an explanation, it is your home. But you can, you can quietly, respectfully handle that person without the person feel as if you're setting boundaries. You know, Bible says wisdom is a principal thing. For every woman, you have to be a wise woman. You say wise woman builds her home. You need wisdom. So for that person, quietly, there is a boundary. You don't need to announce it. Instead, you be the one serving that in-law and then putting her on check without her knowing. It's just wisdom.
Okay. So now, you know that I think this is particular to people who are married to another tribe. You find out that maybe the father doesn't like the girl simply because she's from maybe let's say she's from the Igbo speaking tribe, or maybe the man is the Yoruba speaking is from the Yoruba speaking tribe. And then in that home, how should a woman put things in place? How should a woman ensure that there's peace? Because whether you like it or not, the her husband's people will come to the house to visit. And then now I know of someone who got married to a man from another tribe, and she doesn't hear their language, but she feels that somehow these people, they always gossip about her, and then it makes her so uneasy. At a point, she started having issues with them. You either see her quarreling with them or she's fighting. So for somebody like that who is not from the same tribe, how should that person handle that issue?
Number one, remove every form of resentment. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then don't be presumptuous. If you want to be happy, don't be presumptuous. Don't assume people are talking bad. You understand? Don't assume. Even if, like, the way I decided to live a happy life. I told myself that even if, as I'm looking at you, I know you're talking evil about me, I can decide not to take it as anything. I'll look at you and I'll do, it's my decision. I'll pretend as if I never heard what you were talking about. It's my choice and I'll be happy. Do you understand? Even when you know I heard you, I will still relate with you as if I didn't hear. If you choose to bring it up to my face, I will now respond. But most times not negatively, because my purpose is to build. You know, I tell myself I entered marriage to build, not to destroy. So if I am married to a tribe that is different from mine, I have to prove to them, because if they're already prejudiced that people from this tribe are like this or like that, I have to prove them wrong.
Okay, so let's go on this quick break. When we come back, the conversation still continues.
Kingsprimetv, your one-stop entertainment platform for live sport, news, top-notch Nollywood movies. Please log on to www.kingsprimetv.com or download our app from the Google Play Store or iOS to get entertainment just the way you like it.
Welcome back. So we have been talking about in-laws. In-laws, are they a source of blessing to us, or they bring stress to us? And we have Mrs. Choma Collins in the house. So we're talking about how to deal with in-laws of different tribes who do not like you. So I'm going to ask you this question now. You agree with me that your partner has a big role to play to either create peace or bring dispute.
Yeah.
So what role do you think that your partner should play, assuming you have a nosy in-law?
His part should be, normally when you have a nosy in-law, she will take things she will definitely be reporting you, he or she, to your husband. Your wife did like this, your wife did like that, and why did you do like that? Why did you buy this for her? Why did you, do you understand? Those are things that cause problem. It's the duty of my husband, when such a report comes or complaints, to tell them that that's my wife. Do you understand? You shouldn't have any problem with what I buy for her. So even without me being there, because why we normally have problems is that when the man is the type that they'll push you to this side, you will shift. They'll push you to this side, you go. They'll push you. So before you know it, your marriage is unstable. And they can only be nosy around you when they know that once they speak, you will give ear. But if they do and you tell them, no, leave, this is my wife, it's my decision to get things for her, and I have rights to. And then even if you feel that she didn't do like this, go, she's your sister-in-law, go and settle it with her. Let him know. He shouldn't try to come in between. Because I found out that when the husbands allow the wives to relate with their sister-in-laws or brother-in-laws one-on-one, they end up flowing. Even if they are used to be friction, with time they get to understand each other. But anytime it happens and you, that is the wife, will run to the man and say, your sister did this, your sister did this, you want her to come and beat the sister now. Or the sister will now come to the brother and say, your wife did like this, okay, she should kill her wife, his wife. So, but the thing is, if whenever it happens, let them understand that, let's remove the word in-law. This one is your sister. This one is your brother. The same way you fall out with your own brothers and sisters and you still make up, go and sort it out. I've seen it work. So they end up relating with. So, but the paramount thing there is, let's have it at the back of our mind that we are there to build. If the man understands that he is there to protect the wife, and then the wife too know that you're not there to scatter the relationship between this your husband and his own siblings, then there will be harmony.
Okay. Now, recently we saw a woman who left her husband, a pregnant woman who left her husband because the husband bought a car for the mother. Now, people have been analyzing it. Some people say that why should a man buy a car for the mother first without the wife buying a car for the wife? And then people are saying, do you know what, the woman suffered all these years to take care of the son and all that. So now, for you, how do you see this story?
Well, a lot has to do with, first, the man's mentality, mindset about marriage. Truly, our parents, especially mothers, they suffer a lot to raise us. Some even have to sell their wrappers at some point, or goods. But the point is, no matter the relationship you have with your mother or your father, when you get married, there is only one relationship that makes you one with that person, and that is marriage. So no matter how dear your mother is to you, it is you and your wife that has become one. You and your mother never became one. It's your mother and your father that became one. Do you understand? So if the man thinks he should buy a car for the mother first. It's his mindset. Do you understand? But if I happen to be in that woman's shoe, do you understand? It wouldn't make me leave the marriage. Do you understand? You know, when you're dealing with any people, deal with them based on knowledge. The man is acting based on what he knows. What you do, first of all, because you're there to build. There are some things you need to tolerate on, you know, before getting to where you're going. That's on your pathway to building a good relationship with your husband and then your mother-in-law. Because definitely, if the woman loves the daughter-in-law so much, he will encourage the son to buy for the daughter-in-law first. I don't know if you understand. It's a clear, it just gives a picture.
And then knowing that she's pregnant.
Do you understand? So that's the reasonable thing to do. But since the man didn't do like that, it shouldn't make the woman to walk out of her marriage. You understand? Except you never really cared about the man like that. So what you should do is keep trusting God, because there are things that with God, it's a matter of time it will change. Then one, does the man, because if the man loves the woman to the point of, knows God to the point of knowing that your wife is your body, as in two of you are now one, and then she needs this car more. Another thing that can come into place, the mother-in-law could be the one that's like my great stature. You understand? That is always on the son. Okay, let peace reign. Yeah, mommy, take. You understand? Because you are not there. You can't really say the scenario. But the summary is this. The woman shouldn't have left the home. She should have still talked with the husband and okay, let's see, maybe next he will not get for me. And then she keep praying that God should give the man the right mindset to understand marriage and to know that I am his wife. I am like his body. You understand? So that he can treat her like one.
Okay. So now, do you think in-laws are more of blessings than bringing stress, or they bring stress more than they bring blessings?
Truly, in-laws are more of blessings. You understand? As in, they are more blessings to us, to the woman, than stress. Why? You're coming from a home. Then you now got married. You now have additional brothers and sisters. You now have another mother, another father. I remember that by the time I was getting married, both of my parents were late. And when I heard that my father-in-law, that I had, that is, my husband's father is alive, but the mother was late. Somehow, I looked forward to meeing the man, as in to having another father. And, you know, sometimes your desire, God answers. I prayed. I was like, God, please, let this man approve of me. Do you understand? I prayed until the day my husband took me to go and show me to him. When, you know, those their elderly, you know, men's eyes, he looked at me like this. And everything, that is all my life, depended on the outcome of
that look.
I'm telling you. You know? So when I just came in, I knelt down. And I greeted him. He just stretched forth his hand. He was still observing me with those, you know, and I called me my baby. And that's what he kept calling me until he died. You know, I was so happy that he accepted me. And to me, as far as I'm concerned, he's the father I needed. Though it wasn't a long time before he left. Yeah. So, but everything depends on what you you know, what you ask God and then what you want. Some of us, we say we don't want to meet the parents.
The parents, yes.
You understand? I want to marry a man that the mother is late or the father is late. And, you know, most times, even when they're alive, because of that mindset, is a seed you've sown. You said it, they didn't hear, but you've sown a seed. Somehow, they might be finding it difficult to just, take you into the family. But most people that have an open heart, you're just looking for a second parent. By the time you find yourself there, you see that you just blend. Yes, there may be misunderstanding because of orientation, backgrounds, and all that. But you see that at the end, you come together, you could fit in as a new family. So they are more of blessings. They have their own stress, like we said, but it doesn't outweigh the blessings. No, it doesn't. Because if you handle the stress well, all of you will rejoice together at last. Okay.
So for spouses, maybe I'm going to direct this question to wives especially, who feel that, just like you said, some people feel that their mothers-in-law are not good, or maybe just like they'll say, my mother-in-law is a witch, my sisters-in-law witches, and all that and all that. So do you think as a wife you need to change your orientation first before getting married? Because I feel that it is what you bring into my marriage, your orientation that you bring into marriage, that actually makes all these things happen.
That's exactly.
Okay, so what is your advice to single ladies who are not married, single ladies who want to get married and then still have this orientation that, okay, my father, my husband's mother is a witch, maybe she'll one day eat up my baby, or she'll one day, okay.
My advice to the young ladies that are yet to get married is, first of all, and you still have this mindset, first, work on yourself. Believe, there's a passage of the Bible that says, to the pure, all things are pure. Do you understand? What is it trying to say? Whenever you're thinking negative thoughts about the person that you're relating with or you're going to relate with, that it will do like this, he will do you harm, it means that you're capable of causing harm. No, it's true. Now, first of all, what you tell yourself is, as I'm entering this marriage, or before I get married, I plan to be a builder. You understand? To bring peace to wherever I'm going to. It doesn't matter what I'll see on ground when I get there, but my intention is to bring peace. There are people, brothers, there are husbands that when you get there, find that they don't have a good relationship with their parents.
Yes.
Your goal should be try to restore a harmony. You understand? As a wife, try to restore a harmony between your husband and her parents and his parents, your husband and his siblings. If you could do that, no matter the trouble they intend to give you, it's a matter of time. They'll say, this is our wife. It's not, it doesn't deserve this thing. So when you prepare your mind that my mother-in-law is my mother, then you wouldn't be wishing her dead. And after all, there are so many of our parents that are not really good. They have some kind of terrible characters that you could even you can even refer to them as witches. But they never killed us. They never ate us. No, it's true. They never ate us. So why do you now think that you cannot live with that mother-in-law, that even though she may have some ill character, treat her as your mother? Because there are some mothers, some of us, our mothers are not so wonderful, but we're able to live with them. And we treat them as our parents too. Do the same. So if we have that kind of mindset before you enter, no matter what you see, you're already prepared. But if you're telling yourself that my mother-in-law, if she's a witch or I'll do like that, then be ready for war. Because you will never be satisfied with what you see. You will not be. You are already prejudiced. That's because it's not some people, just because it's not, I'm not from that tribe. You tell yourself they don't like me. Okay, what were they talking about you? There's nothing you could say. They're just speaking language. So they can't discuss the language again because you're there. It's a wrong mindset and should be changed before anybody goes into marriage.
Okay, so what is your advice for the married ones, the husband and the couple?
The couple. Now, my advice to you couples is that, man, be there. Know that your wife is under your care to be protected. Yes, that no matter what happens, you brought her from a home, then give her a shelter indeed. If there are strife, troubles coming from your own people, be a shield over your wife. Even when she's wrong, don't openly rebuke her. Go inside, tell her you didn't do well, you'd have done it like this. At least let her still have respect before your people. Then for you, that is the woman that came in from another home, you came from somewhere, carry peace along with you and build. The Bible says a wise woman builds her home. Choose to love. Anything that is born of love, it can never be destroyed. Do you understand? You can love your mother-in-law, you can love your father-in-law, then your brother and sister-in-laws. No matter what they do, the same way you normally quarrel or fall out with your own siblings and you settle. When you fall out with them, settle. We know that people of different backgrounds will always have differences in their mindset.
Now you've heard her. Wow, I think this is just a collective effort. Everyone should collectively make marriages sweet, for at least for the sake of the younger generation, because they have this very bad mindset about in-laws. Okay, so on this note, this is where we draw the content of this episode of On This Table. Thank you so much for coming. I know next time we are going to call you, and you will still come. Yes, you still come and really,
I'm
really.
always available.
Yes, you still come and really educate us. Okay, so Kings Prime TV is an entertainment platform where we give you entertainment just the way you like it. You can download our Kingsprimetv app. Just go to the App Store, your App Store, Google or Apple Store, and download the Kingsprimetv. And you have a 1 month free subscription to enjoy movies, Nollywood movies, Hollywood movies, Bollywood movies, cartoons for your children, and soccer. All right, so and also do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Kings Prime TV. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Kings Prime TV. On this note, this is where we draw the curtains. Like I usually love drawing curtains on the show. Thank you so much. Bye for now.